Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Broyans Farm. So today I'm starting off here in the tractor. I got the mower hooked up and I'm mowing corn stalks. Since we haven't had a lot of really cold weather and we haven't had rain lately, there's no frost in the ground and our fields really aren't laying wet. So it's like almost 55 degrees out right now and I'm not having any issues with water or wet soil, which is really nice because I'm in a low-lying field right now that usually lays pretty wet this time of year. So as you can see, the corn stalks are about 1 foot to 2 foot high in most places in this field. And so I'm going through, I already made a couple passes with the mower and mowing them so they're like, I don't know, 6 to 8 inches. So we're about to start. Got the wagon loaded, like you seen in my previous video. Dad's up there driving, which I can't really see. And right here is the straw mulcher. This thing is really big and really powerful. So the bale slides in through here. The blades are right there. Just gotta be really careful because it has so much suction that it'll actually kind of suck the straw in. So we wanna make sure we have all the strings off and out of the way. That way when it gets going in, I will be manning the, I don't know what you want, the chute, I guess I'll call this, and I can turn it wherever I need to. We just got done, as you've seen, it was Mom, Dad, and I. We were kind of getting the feel of it. We used this machine once a couple of years ago on the strawberries. And so we probably should have put it on here heavier in the beginning, but like I said, we weren't quite sure. As the field goes out and over the hill, it gets thicker. We might go back through by hand if needed to cover up a couple sections, especially along the edges, because if the wind would pick up even the slightest, it would really throw that around, because like I said, this is made for doing a lawn and doing a light skim layer, not like thick 2-3 inches. So me and Dad were talking, and we think that even though it's only 2, maybe 3 inches thick in some places it's only 1 inch, that because it's mulched so fine and it's a tighter bed or a thicker bed, that it's not that we have any less and we're any more afraid that it's not going to do the job it should be doing, because when we shake it on and it's a lot more coarse and we have that 3-4 inches, well, sometimes you can see right down through it because, like I said, it's so coarse. So we're going to see how this goes this year. I hope it works well, because it saved us probably at least 10, maybe 12 man hours. So I think we got it done in probably like an hour or two. But anyway, pretty happy with it overall. out here it looks really nice. And so now tonight it's supposed to rain. That'll pack it down, make it stick a lot nicer, because if it gets windy and it doesn't get wet, it could just blow right off, which is what we do not want. Mom said we're getting low on potatoes at the market, so came down here to the storage, and as you can see, we're just about out of potatoes. When we started, I think we had, I want to say 8 bins in here. We took some out though to make some room, and now these 3 are just about empty. This is the last of the reds right here. You can see they're just starting to sprout. That definitely doesn't mean they're bad, but it just means that now we gotta take the sprouts off before we package them. And so probably, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 10-pound bags there left. And then we have about 3/4 of a bin left of the white potatoes. And these are not sprouting it. Well, maybe some baby little sprouts, but these are holding up really well, nice and firm, and little to no sprouts at all. So because we don't have many left, we're only doing 10-pound bags, none of the 50s, which is these ones right here. So I'm gonna go through, Mom said she needs about 3 whites and I think 2 reds. We also try not to put small ones in. Not too small anyway. If they're babies, we'll separate them into a separate bag, kind of like these ones right here. But if they're medium to large, they go in. And luckily, this variety, I think it's called Eva. They're all pretty uniform and around the same size, so it makes it really easy for filling the bag. They're really not known to be a giant potato, which most people don't like giant ones anyway, so every year we plant a little more Eva because they're in high demand. So there's one done. So here's the reds. Like I said, just some baby little sprouting on some of them, but the potatoes are still solid and absolutely nothing wrong with them. So now it's the next day, and things are kind of really changing in the greenhouse here. We got a lot of stuff out of the seed room. It's all coming up really nice. Most of the stuff is probably, I would say, 90 to 95% germination rate, which is great. Down here, Mom's got a lot of stuff going into pots. Here's some Vinca vine. We have impatience. Over there is the daisies and heuchera. Over here is grasses. I'm not even sure quite what these are. Begonia orange lantern. I don't know if we had that before or not. I think we have. Here is all, not all, but a bunch of the plugs that are going to be for hanging baskets. Here's some coleus. And this is new. We got this year. It's Elysium. I heard it's a pretty good early seller, but I don't even know what it quite looks like when it's fully grown. I'm gonna be down here at the cedar. It's time to get our onions in for the field. So I'm gonna get everything around. I think we're planting white onions and red onions today. And then in like a week, we're gonna plant the yellow onions. I have 2 of the same kind of onions, great white and great white. And obviously you can see they're from 2 different companies. This one's from Twilly, and this one is from Rupp. Now, I've said this before, but this will be a really good example. Here is the Twilly seeds, and there's nothing wrong with them. Their germination is great, but they don't sell them in pelleted. So you can see this is what the actual onion seed looks like, but they have some kind of, and it's kind of hard to see, they have some kind of coating on them, but they're not pelleted. So when I put them on the seeder and turn it on, sometimes I get like multiple on one tiny hole, and then I gotta go through and pick them off so I don't have doubles later on. But through up here, these guys have them in pelleted, which is great, if I can get it open, because it makes my life so much easier. So here's the pelleted ones. Oh, well, there went about 50 of them. Here's what the pelleted ones look like. They're a lot bigger. The seed is still exactly the same on the inside, but it has this coating just to make it easier. And it's pretty hard. It'll break down once you get it wet. I can't even break it with my nail, and my nails are pretty long. So now I can also tell you that by no means do we have a top of the line seeder. I'm just telling you it works for me and how I can do it the fastest way. But for other people, maybe they love these way more. But here it is now. This is one of my completed flats. So we got Dave down there filling pots. Mom is, well, she just got done planting hanging baskets. And Dad is watering everything in right now. There's a bunch of combos that she's doing. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 plugs in each one of these.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah. And then this is a couple that she just got done right here. And Dad has to water them yet.
You can maybe hit these, they're not bad. If you're watering.
So now, because we're getting fuller, especially at this end, we gotta start getting some stuff out of here. We had a divider right here to block off so we could save some heat. And now, because of that, we have to move everything down now that we have the whole greenhouse opened up. So what are these, Martha's?
Yeah.
Wow, what are you looking at me for?
I don't know. You gonna hold it?
I guess so. That's a cool little holder.
Some of them just aren't rooted real well, though. It's another one. Little.
And then here's all the pots Dave's been filling.